Hi, my name is Michelle Sagon, and today I'm going to be presenting the psychoanalytic theory on the Lion King. In this story, Simba, the main character of the story, is born as heir to the kingdom. After his father's death at a young age, he runs away from responsibilities, leaving his uncle Scar as king. Growing up with two new friends away from home, he finally comes back and confronts his past in order to save the kingdom from his uncle and to finally accept the responsibility of becoming king. Some of the characters of the story are Simba, the protagonist, Mufasa, his dad, Sarabi, his mom, Scar, his evil uncle, Nala, his best friend, Sasu, the right hand of Mufasa, Rafiki, a wise baboon, Timon and Pumbaa, Simba's best friends. The psychoanalytic theory of Freud consists of three levels of consciousness: the conscious, which is a level that we are aware of, our memories and intentions; the preconscious, which is the unaware content that can be readily made available to the conscious; the unconscious, which is mental processes a person is not aware of, meaning our repressed material. Our behavior is determined by our consciousness and unconsciousness. The structures of personality according to Freud are the id, which is a pleasure principle, meaning wanting to satisfy the urges. For Simba, this can be seen with him as a child, wanting things his way at his time. He does not care or think about the consequences or how can it affect others. The ego, which is a relative principle, trying to satisfy the urges in a more acceptable way. Part of this are the defense mechanisms. He tries to show his grief with his father's death with identification, meaning he chooses to adapt his personality to the ones of Timon and Pumbaa. Isolation, when he chooses to run away so that he can avoid the responsibility of his father's death. He chooses not to think about it. Then the superego, which Freud regarded as a civilizing force, which was the rules and constructs of society and also the ability to feel guilt. For Simba, this was not fully developed as a way that he suffered through this trauma at a young age. The ego ideal would be Mufasa, who becomes Simba's ego ideal after Simba's encounter with Rafiki at a later age, when he realizes the gravity of his actions when he left. The personality development for Freud, Simba would be stuck at the phallic stage, which is between ages 3 and 5. And this consists of the deepest conflict, which would be that Simba is unconsciously wanting his father's death to die, so he can replace him as king and possess everything, including his mother. Effects of fixation at this stage include difficulties in the superego formation, meaning that his superego was not fully formed, causing his ability not to feel that guilt. A healthy resolution can be seen towards the end of the story, when Simba decides to become like his father instead of actually replacing his father. This causes internalization of the conscious, meaning his superego starts to form. Jung's theory would be a little bit different. For him, the persona would be Simba's image of him being the future king. That was his whole personality, the future king. The shadow would be his aggressive impulses, which he tries to repress. A healthy projection of the anima animus would be when Simba and Nala fall in love. The collective unconscious would be seen as the Pride Lands or the Rock, meaning like the whole population. This also can be seen with the circle of life, showing the collective unconscious of everyone, how everyone has the same collective unconscious despite their difference on personal experiences. The archetypes would be the Great Mother, which would be Sarabi, Simba's mom, the spiritual father, Mufasa, and Rafiki, which can be seen as wise men that Simba admires, the hero, which would be Simba, which shows a whole character development of forming his identity and personality, and then the trickster Timon and Pumbaa, who are the pranksters who have good intentions and always end up doing good. The difference between Freud and Jung, both theorists used an approach of using the unconscious to explain their personality. Freud would look into a more sexual approach, using the Oedipal complex to try to explain Simba's personality and how a healthy resolution can lead to Simba coming back to confront Scar, while Jung would look more into the balance of the unconscious elements to explain Simba's individuation, meaning when he becomes his own person instead of the projection of being his father. He would focus more in the internal and external battles of becoming an individual. Thank you very much, and I hope that you had enjoyed my presentation.